Thomas here and welcome back to another video. So today we're back here for another speed build, and today we're going to go ahead and create this modern Hollywood mansion. So if you'd like to go ahead and download this for yourself, it is up on the gallery now. My origin ID is RealThomasTV1. So like I said, this is a modern Hollywood mansion and it is kind of Get Famous related. Now I did actually record this back on the 21st of November last year, and if you've seen the last couple of videos such as the Montera modern build and the Hilltop mansion build I think I did last week, those were also recorded back in November. So basically what happened was I got a new PC around that time as well, and I had a load of files on my old PC including these couple of builds that I didn't really get it around to sorting out until like maybe a couple of weeks ago, and then I just loaded up my old PC and looked on the desktop and I had like 3 fully furnished and edited builds ready to go up, and I was like, oh, how did I totally forget about these? And now, like, you know, I've fully, you know, done the video and everything for it, so I was like, there's no point. Well, I was thinking about maybe just not bothering uploading them because they're kind of outdated now, you know, regarding Get Famous, but then I was like, well, there's nothing really anything wrong with them, so that's why you're seeing this today. So if the things do look a little bit laggy, like the video looks a little bit laggy, or just not my regular kind of quality of, you know, content, I suppose, then it's just because it's recorded with my old PC, which was a little bit laggy, so you may see little peaks of lag here and there throughout the video. Now I've actually heard people tell me that they haven't really noticed the lag in these older videos the last couple of weeks, so hopefully it's not too bad. But yeah, so I can't really remember much about this build because, like I said, I recorded it back in November, but we will kind of discover it ourselves as I go through. I'm going to have a quick look through the screenshots to see if I can see how many bedrooms it is. So I can see 1, 2, 3, 4 bedrooms it looks like, so I imagine that there's probably going to be around 3 or 4 bathrooms as well, because I normally do the same amount of bathrooms to bedrooms. So this home, like I said, it does have a modern theme to it. Now the thumbnail is really frustrating me because I just couldn't really get the right angle for this thumbnail for some reason. I don't really know why. I did actually take it at the back of the lot, which I don't normally do for speed builds, but you may have known. Now I don't know if this thing has been fixed, but back when I had Get Famous and that came out, on these bigger lots on these bigger lots, there we go, on the kind of pinnacle area, all of those had very odd lighting where there was no point in the day where the sun would shine on the front of the lot. So yeah, for like, you know, thumbnails and stuff, I had to flip the lot around so the front was like at the back of the lot, if that makes sense, so I can get a good lighting for the screenshot of the thumbnail. So it was really frustrating for that. So the thumbnail might not look that great today, but you know, it's just a one-off thing. And yeah, so you can see that we're kind of going for like a monochrome sort of theme, and I'm not really that great with modern builds, to be honest. I don't really do a lot of them, so they're never really that great. And also as well, I don't think we did any train editing today. Now this was back when we just got train tools, and back then I just didn't really like train tools. I wasn't that good at them, and I also kind of felt like, oh, well, wait, what? Am I doing train editing? Maybe a little bit. I can't even remember doing this. Anyway, so, you know, I was kind of a little bit torn between what I thought about train tools when I first got them, because I felt like it just didn't really fit the world, or, well, the game, to be honest, because all the lots are very flat, and I felt like just having a random hill in the middle of this lot and none of the other ones have it around it, it just didn't really think it would look right. But as I kind of played around with it a little bit more, my opinions changed a little bit, because, you know, it doesn't have to be a massive hill, you can just make little inclines and stuff like that. And, you know, I've just kind of practiced a little bit more, so I'm now all used to it. But at the beginning, that's kind of what I thought, so that's why a lot of the builds when Get Famous came out, I didn't really do a lot of train editing in them. And yeah, so we're going around kind of just doing the exterior still. Now, I think, I don't know how long this video is, it's about 13 minutes, and so I can't really remember how long this build took me, to be honest. Now, normally I do say how long it takes me to do a particular build, but, you know, this was built a long time ago, so I really can't remember anything about it. I'm kind of just rediscovering this build, I guess you could call it, as we're going through this voiceover here. Now, I don't know which lot this is on. I believe there are 2 64x64s in the pinnacles, or is it 2 50x40s? I can't really remember, but I believe this is 60. God, I'm talking way too fast today. I think this is a 64x64, but if you go in the gallery, it will tell you the correct amount. So I don't know if I did mention it, but there's also a online gallery link in the description. Now, I've never really used to do this, but I feel like sometimes it is easier to download things through the online gallery. And if you're wondering how you do that, well, if you go to the gallery just on the ea.com and you're signed in with your account there, you can actually save things to your gallery from the online gallery, which is really helpful because, you know, if you're watching a speed build and you kind of just want to make a quick note of it or something, well, you can just go ahead and click that link and click download, and then when you go into your game, it'll be there. So that's really, you know, helpful sometimes. So we're just going around now doing a little bit of landscaping and terrain editing, and terrain painting. Get things mixed up here today. So the kind of landscaping isn't that spectacular, to be honest, and I just did a few palm trees really. So this is one of the bedrooms. As you can see, it's a very kind of glamorous feel. Now I wouldn't really say that this is particularly modern. Now the exterior is a bit modern, but I kind of wanted to use some of the Get Famous items that were a little bit more luxurious, since it's a mansion and it's in the pinnacles. Now not all of those things are modern, but you know, there are kind of aspects here and there which you would say is a little bit more modern. Maybe the modern table there, made out of marble, and also those lamps as well, I guess you could call it. Now those windows that you can see in this room here, the black ones, I can't even remember which pack those are from. Now I mentioned this in a voiceover the other day and I was kind of telling you a little bit about this build, and I was saying I can't remember if it's from Vintage Glamour, if it's from Get to Work, if it's even from Base Game. I can't remember. I've just really cannot remember where those windows are from, but I don't think I've used them before, so that's what I used. And you can also say I've used a combination of a few windows, so I've got the Get Famous ones, as you can see there. We've also got a few Seasons ones, and we've also got those ones which I said I can't remember which pack they're from. Now I don't normally do that where I kind of mix windows up, because I feel like a lot of the windows, depending on what pack it's from, kind of has their own specific theme, so I never really find that kind of mixing windows up really works, but for this build it seemed to do that, so that was kind of nice just to switch things up a little bit. Normally what I do is that if I'm using a particular window from a pack, like say for example I'm using cats and dogs or something, and I use all those windows from there. Sometimes if I'm doing, like as you can see here, kind of the little glass roof extension there, if I'm doing those little modern extensions and stuff, then I might use those 2 tile and 1 tile modern windows there from Base Game, because I think that kind of fits nicely because it's sort of like its own separate thing. So you can see there we're just doing a little bit of landscaping, nothing really too spectacular, and also as well I've got this kind of, it's actually a fairly big gazebo this, it's kind of got all the outdoor furniture in here. So you've got the main pool area, and then you've got this with the outdoor dining table and stuff. And also as well, the other day, I did actually hit 6,000 followers on the Sims 4 gallery, which is really exciting. So thank you so much everybody who has followed me over there. I kind of forget a little bit about the gallery, you know, my following and stuff on there, because it's not really like a main social platform, I guess you could call it, but I was actually kind of surprised when I noticed that, because my following on there seems to go up quite a lot. So thank you everybody who has followed me over there. And yeah, so you can also see in this build we are using a higher wall height. I don't know if it's medium or tall, but it's definitely not short. And you can see that I'm actually using the archways there from Cats and Dogs. Now I was mentioning this the other day, how I feel like it's so frustrating that those Cats and Dogs archways are so nice, but they're only available in the medium and tall wall height, because I tend just to build with short wall heights. So, you know, I really want to use those because they kind of fit a lot of different styles, but I just don't always build with medium, so it's a little bit frustrating. So this room here is kind of like a bar slash entertainment kind of room. I don't really know what you would call it, to be honest, but I actually really love how this one turned out. So we're kind of using these glass sort of cabinets behind the bar, which came with Get Famous, as you can probably tell, but I haven't used them before, just this was the first time in this build, and I just thought they kind of looked really nice and glamorous and kind of went with the theme of the house. And I feel like those items were a little bit more on the older side, so it's kind of a mix between like old Hollywood and modern. And yeah, so this is the kitchen, as you can see. It's not like the biggest of kitchens that I've done before, but you know what, it's okay, it gets the job done, I suppose. So it's kind of got like a monochrome theme, sort of just kind of blend in well with the windows and stuff, and I also use those marble floors that came with the pack. And it's really weird to talk about Get Famous again, because like I said, this was recorded such a long time ago, and now there's like newer packs out and stuff that people are talking about, so to go back and talk about an older pack as the main topic is a little bit odd, but anyway, so there's a little island count there as well. I kind of like doing island counters when there is the space for them, because you know, it kind of separates it off from the main dining table, and it's also a really good space filler too, because sometimes it's hard to fill up the middle of a room, so in kitchens, you know, islands are good for that. So this is one of the bedrooms here, now like I said, well, I did say at the beginning, but I actually just came back a few hours ago. I did the rest of the voiceover, I've just came back now to finish it off, so I can't remember how many bedrooms I actually said. I'm going to recount the screenshots. I think there's 1, 2, 3, yeah, I think I said there's 4. So this is one of them here. Now again, it's kind of just got like a neutral theme to it, and I think this is the room that has the skylight on it. You can probably see the shadows on the wall, and I think that room is just really nice. It's very like just white and bright, with a skylight as well. So this is the study here, as you can see. Nothing too, extravagant about it. It is a pretty small room actually, but I do like to include studies in my rooms, sorry, in my builds. And you don't really need lots of space for just the PC really. So that's what we did there. And this room as well, it looks like it has a skylight too. I only thought it was one of the rooms that had a skylight, but it actually might be two. So this is another one here. And I'm also using those sort of like leafy sort of looking wallpapers. I don't really know the word for it, but it was the one that came with the Caribbean base game update a few months ago. So I'm using that there. And I kind of feel like sometimes it looks a little bit too much, so sometimes what I do is just kind of like combine it with the plain colour swatch and then use that as a feature wall. But I think in that room particularly, I just used it as like the full room. And this one right here is the living room. Now I do actually think there's multiple living rooms in this house. I can't exactly remember. I suppose you could class the sort of bar entertainment room that we're working on before as a living room, sort of, because it does have another like seating area. But this is like the main family room, I guess you could call it, because it does have the TV in it here. And it also has nice big modern windows with a little glass roof sort of extension, I guess you could call it. And also as well, kind of just putting some bookshelves in. I really love those ones from Seasons, because especially when you're using medium wall heights, they kind of just fill up the wall really nicely. And they do have a lot of clutter on them to begin with as well, so I don't really tend to add my own clutter to it, because, I feel like it's just enough how it is. But, there is space to add even more if you want to. And we're just kind of filling up this space with some other things. I always tend to use those little gaming tables from Get Together, whether it's that one there, or if it's the dartboard, or the little football table thing. Anything really, it's always a nice addition, because sometimes if you just want to fill up space, then you can do that, but it's also a really nice thing to have in the house as well. It's just something else to do. And yes, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap this voiceover up here. I really hope you enjoyed. In the comment section down below, let me know about what you thought of this build. If you have any more suggestions for builds or mansions you want to see next, that'd be really helpful to hear. Leave a like, share and subscribe if you haven't, and you can go ahead and download this from the gallery. My origin ID is Real Thomas TV1, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!